The new Tao Daily Tarot just around the corner, but let me give you a quick heads up. This is a powerful, powerful read, and the key is your imagination. Essential. And you got a lot of help with that. Success virtually guaranteed. I'll give you details coming up in just a minute. Well, hello and welcome to the Tao Daily Tarot. Thank you for being here, whether you're a first timer, long timer, no difference whatsoever. I'm rolling out the red carpet for you every single day. Thank you very much. Just want to remind you before we get too deeply into this, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell, and that way you're letting the folks at YouTube know, hey, guess what? Why don't you help this tarot channel to grow? I appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Now, for you first timers, let me give you kind of a real quick rundown in terms of what makes this tarot reading different from every other. First of all, I do archetypal readings. I take a look at the images on the card, try not to add anything, and give you a story using 8 cards from 4 different decks. You go, Steve, only 8 cards? Yeah, because the Tao literally means the path. The simplest, most direct path. And that's because I deal with energies that surround you every single day. I call this, in fact, an energetic weather report. You're finding out whether it's rainy, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, whether it's sunny, with energies surrounding you. You can look at it as let's say, call it a GPS of frequencies surrounding you right now. What this does is give you the power. As opposed to a lot of other tarot readings where they're saying, well, this person's going to come into your life and this is going to come in and this is going to, you're waiting for them to come back after you. You're not doing that. You are living your life now, in the present. You know what the energies are. You know what the energetic weather report is. Prepare for it. And then you navigate your life, not anybody else. I also do something called the hyper shuffle, and I try to squeeze this in about 10 minutes because you are busy. You have things to do, people to see, you get it. So you can easily do 10 minutes, give or take a minute or two, depending on the cards. You can do a 10-minute read very easily and get your energetic weather report for that day. It's an empowering situation. People are telling me about it all the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, so let's get to it. I talked about the thing called the hyper shuffle, and I kind of slid over it. I'm going to show you what it is right now. And there you go. That's the hyper shuffle. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Normally I don't do reversals, except I do have the vice versa deck. And I use that if I'm going to get a reversal or anything like that. And I had both of them come up today in a pre-shuffle. Actually, I saw the Ace of Wands first, and the card right below it staring at me happened to be the Ace of Swords. And I said, I got to do it. It felt right. And sometimes in doing tarot readings, that's what it takes, is it feels right. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I also found some other cards as I was doing the pre-shuffle. One was and this was from the vice versa deck, the Chariot in reverse. And that tells me that at this point you are not in control of something in your life. You want to be, but you're not at this point. And that's because I also saw the Seven of Swords in reverse. You are working on something behind the scenes. Very often people are going to look at Seven of Swords and go, oh, it's a thief. Maybe there is a thief in your life. My God, you look around, you could easily call a whole bunch of people, including the system, a thief, stealing from you, stealing from your life. But there's something that's going on behind the scenes. And the final card I saw in the pre-shuffle happened to be the Three of Swords, which of course is heartache. True. But it's also negative talk. Maybe self-talk. And I just couldn't let those 5 cards from the vice versa deck in the pre-shuffle go. 2 of them I linked together. Let's take a look at the rest of the reading. We begin with the oracle card called Imagine. Ooh. Powerful, powerful juju. Imagine. If human beings have any power at all, it's in their imagination. And so what this card is telling you is to fire up your imagination, help you to manifest the world that you want. So, very important card. Alrighty? We go to the side, the energy side of coming and going. We begin with the magician. Magician has a lot of power, for sure. There's no question about it. Has all of the elements at his control. He takes and goes from the fifth dimension and materializes it in the third dimension. You see his arm raised? That's in the fifth dimension. The arm lowered is in the third dimension. He makes it real, brings it to where you are. With your imagination, you become the magician. Pretty interesting. And it gets more interesting as time goes on, providing I can keep the cards up. And we go to the sun. Powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. It brightens, it enlightens, it illuminates, it energizes. So when I say the key to all of this may be just triggering your imagination, using your imagination, firing up your imagination. This is the card that says, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Alrighty? And then we go over to the energetic side of pushing and pulling. Four of Cups. Four of Cups. For some people, this could be, they're just self-absorbed and they don't notice anything else outside of them. It's kind of narcissistic, I think. But it also is reflection. It's lacking motivation. It's boredom. You know, he's looking at the three cups in front of him that are empty, and the universe is handing him this fourth cup that's full and ready and prime, and is that what you're doing with your life? Now, cups have to do with love. So it may indeed have to do with love, but what do you love? Who do you love? How do you love? Those are the questions that you have to answer with this energy. That's the question. Are you just frittering the energy of love away? Are you bored? How about firing up your imagination? And also on the side of pushing and pulling energies, the Fool. A lot of people call the Fool a whole bunch of things, but you know what? For me, in almost every occasion, the Fool is a sign of faith. Is a sign of faith. Right? He doesn't know what the future holds. He doesn't know what's off that cliff, that little ledge that he's standing on, but he has faith. It's going to be good. So you want to fire up your imagination, you want to fire up your faith. Let's do a magnifier card, the Devil. Now the Devil can be somebody, amazingly I got two cards. Okay. Amazingly, it could be somebody. But it may also be you. What is holding you back? Who is holding you back? And if somebody is holding you back, why are you letting them hold you back? There is a connection. It's an unhealthy connection to something or someone. What is that all about? And let me take a look just for the heck of it. Ooh, Judgment. I didn't know there were two cards there. I didn't. It came out as one, the Devil. Judgment and the Devil together. This tells me very simply, very plainly, you are on the verge of some new adventure, some new decision. You are right there. It's up to you. Use your imagination. The other magnifier card, how about the Six of Wands? What does the Six of Wands talk about? Victory, enthusiasm, positivity, victory, as I said. So this whole idea of using imagination to fire up your life, to fire up your purpose, to give you new energy, new meaning, new texture to your life, it's in your hands. It has to do with imagine. Imagine, believe. Isn't that the first thing that you have to do when you manifest? You have to imagine. You got to picture it. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got to hear it. Imagine. And the final two cards, again, from the Vice Versa deck, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, and we have the Ace of Swords face forward. What does that tell me? Well, it emphasizes everything that I've been talking about through this whole thing. In reverse, the Ace of Wands says, I don't have the enthusiasm. I'm not quite there yet. But we've seen cards where that is the case. You may not be all that fired up. You may not be all that charged up. Remember, we were talking about the Four of Cups. Yeah. I got something good coming, but I'm not paying attention. I'm going to focus on the 3 cups in front of me that are empty. That's not using your imagination. That's not being the fool and believing, trusting, knowing. Huh? That's not the case. So when we're talking about the Ace of Wands, that's what we get. Ace of Swords says, this is that aha moment. It's that connection to the crown chakra, that realization, yes, I can imagine. Right? And when you imagine, that is your first big step toward manifesting and victory in your life. You can do this. You can change it. Brand new month just around the corner. Why don't you commit to yourself to fire up your imagination, fire up your life beginning in April? That's the read for the day. It's a powerful one. It's a good one. Please like and subscribe. Hit that little bell. That helps me with the folks at YouTube. I appreciate it. You and I will get together tomorrow because I do a brand new reading every day, 365 days a year. And if we happen not to get together tomorrow, I'll miss you. But between now and the next time we do have a chance to sit down and talk tarot, blessings.